This sucks. How much longer?
We're so close, okay? We're literally almost on top of it. It should be right around here somewhere.
Then where is it?
Somewhere here.
I don't see it.
It's hard to see. It's spring though, so it should be easier.
Oh great. Is it easiest to see in the spring?
I mean, it's better right after the snow melts, but before things grow. It's probably easiest in the fall though when everything just drops off.
Oh great. Why couldn't you have died in the fall?
Stop it, Ethan. That's not funny.
I'm not trying to be funny.
You know what? Okay, just pipe down. It shouldn't be much farther from right here. I'll just keep looking.
Fine.
Hitchcock Prospect is in Lyman, New Hampshire. On this longitude, on this latitude.
There's no reception here.
No, probably not.
There's no reception. Then how do you know the GPS is working?
Oh, well, it uses satellites, so it never, isn't connected.
Phones use satellites, Ange.
Hey, but this is different somehow. It was Dad's, and he knew how to use it.
Do you?
I think so. I've been using it good so far.
You know what? I bet that thing led us totally astray. That we're just in the wrong spot. We're just completely off base. That the
Jesus,
mind
what's
is in
your
a total.
problem?
I'm tired. I'm sweaty. I'm in the middle of nowhere. That's my problem.
Can you just entertain yourself for a second until I find this thing?
Fine. Nicole could have been calling me and I wouldn't even know it.
Take it as a blessing.
Oh, okay. Thanks for that.
I'm just saying you deserve a break from being on call to her at all times. A son is a son until he gets a wife. A daughter's a daughter for life. That's what Mom says. It's about the Bible thing, about how a man leaves his parents to unite with a woman as one flesh or whatever, but it's also just true. A son is a son until he gets a wife.
Nicole wants to get an addition on the house.
What for?
She wants an office and another room.
An office? She doesn't work from home. She works at the rec center. She has an office there.
Yeah, but she wants one at home.
That isn't, oh, that's insane. You know, there's steps you can take to protect those finances of yours, okay? You can stow away your assets somewhere. I'd be willing to hold a fake account for you. God knows I'm good for it. I don't spend that kind of money.
Ange, I don't like it when you say stuff like that. Like you're expecting my wife to leave me.
Why tell me things I won't like when you don't want me to express myself? And trust me, I doubt for a second she's ever leaving you.
We have a solid marriage.
Fine. I just don't want to lose you.
You won't. It's fine.
Just don't get her pregnant.
Ange.
No, I'm serious. I'm serious. Our parents
our parents didn't have kids right away because they were practically infertile.
Tell that to mom's ovaries. Infertile bullshit. Okay? It was dad's who was below average. It took the Large Hadron Collider of sperm centrifuges to get anything conceivable out of him.
Thanks for the mental image, Ange. You just don't want the infertility. You just don't want the infertility to be a woman thing.
Well, it isn't. It's a man thing, and what do you care anyway?
I don't want to be infertile.
Do not get Nicole pregnant!
Angie.
Besides, you hate kids.
How about I sit here quietly and you look for the mine? Quietly.
Fine.
Fine. You said he took you here before?
Yeah.
Yeah, you and not me. Do you recognize anything?
Kinda. When we were driving up, at least.
Well, do you remember anything else about this place?
I mean, of course, he changed a lot. It's been about 15 years, but I remember the rocks. It was on the bottom of a hill like this.
What does the map say?
Well, according to the GPS and the map, I'm right.
It's upside down. Ange.
Okay, so according to the GPS, the mine is located between the three pines and the deer path at a 35-degree angle above the rusty quartz deposits poking up the
Great. So we have these hillbilly ass instructions to try to get the perfect burial spot for our father.
Okay, well, Dad made this map, clearly with some authority on where it is.
Well, clearly he wasn't a cartographer.
Well, map making is a small part of his work.
Small, more like ginormous. It looks like he's got the whole state on here.
Nearly. Will you hold it though?
God, it's in his handwriting.
I know.
You know, it's funny. We should make a fun out of this.
I mean, Dad was always a bad writer.
It's in all caps. Who the fuck writes in all caps?
Like schematics or postage colors.
You know, I remember one time, Dad and Mom got to fighting over my homework.
Really? When?
I think I was in 5th grade, yeah, and I asked Dad for help. Yeah, I know. I asked him a question about grammar, and he was like, well, just write whatever you want. So, I did.
It was illegible, I assume.
Yeah, and Mom got angry. Yeah, she really hated, she was like, you can't not teach him grammar. And like, he was like, well, if they know what he's trying to say, well, it doesn't really matter. Big time. Yeah, she hated the way he resisted education, but she especially hated it when he encouraged that in us. You know, it always made me feel like I was the reason that they were fighting.
I mean, I guess more years of experience can teach you otherwise.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we don't get over that sort of stuff. Like maybe it just sticks with us. Like I still feel guilty. Yeah.
Even when you look back on it.
Yeah.
I guess you can't unring the bell.
No.
Well, okay. I've had my guilts about things too.
Really?
Yeah.
Like what?
Well, I have my guilts about Mom. I was never as into school as she wanted me to be. And I partied through all of college, so
It's not a big
I
deal.
guess what would have made them happiest is if I had kids.
It's not a big deal. It's more mom that's desperate for grandkids.
No, I know, but it would have made mom and dad so happy. Like rushing, no need, but it would have made them happy if I just had kids.
Angie, you're young. You have plenty of time. All that's left, you just need to find the right guy first.
Yeah. Right.
Are you okay?
Yeah. No. God. I'm fine. I'm fine. Sorry. I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Oh my God, no. Okay, I have something to say. Huh?
Well, what is it? Are you pregnant?
No! Oh my. No. Okay, this is the worst possible timing, but I might as well just say it.
What is it, Ange?
Ethan. There's never gonna be the right guy.
Come on, don't say that. You're just being negative.
No, I'm
Ange.
not being negative. I'm telling you. There's never gonna be the right guy. I don't want to get married to a guy. To a man.
So you're lesbian?
No! Don't, Jesus, don't say it, no! Okay, I don't want to say it.
What? It's not like it's a bad word.
No, I know that. I just don't want it.
Hey, what's wrong with you? We weren't raised to be angry with words like that.
No, I know. I just don't want it said. I'm not that.
Okay, Ange. Whatever you say. God, you're 30 years old. And you can't even say the L word. Which you are.
Okay, so you're gonna tell me you always knew? You have nothing else to say? Stop? Anything? Huh?
Oh my God, Angie, I was so surprised. I had no clue. Wow, it's amazing how gay you are. Wow.
You really never knew?
Angie, that's always been the game, right? The family pretends we think you want to marry a man when we don't think that, and you think we think that. You know, whatever.
Don't pass it off like you're some kind of egalitarian, all right?
Oh.
You just don't think about anyone else but yourself.
Oh yeah. Ethan, selfish. Angie, angel. Yeah.
You cannot make my coming out into this.
I'm saying Dad died 2 days ago. I drove all the way from New Hampshire, and I'm carrying him around in this. So, yeah, I don't give a shit who you're fucking. Yes. But thanks for telling me anyways.
Well, you think he knew?
Dad?
Yeah.
No.
Damn it!
I mean, I don't know that. I mean, he could. It just didn't seem like.
No, I bet he didn't. That sucks.
Angie, it's fine.
No. I should have said something.
Angie, it's okay.
No. It's not. Just no.
Ange,
Keep looking. I'll leave it alone.
Ange.
What?
So, are you seeing anyone?
No.
Well, have you ever seen anyone?
Yeah?
Okay. So you and Jenny Kerrigan from high school.
Oh,
You guys
Jesus!
were-
Don't. No, you gotta shut up right now. No, don't even try. Don't. No, listen. You hear that?
Hello? Hello?
We don't know who it
We're
is.
not wearing orange. If it's a hunter, they could shoot us. Hello? Hello?
Hello? Is that a lady?
It sounds like it.
Hello.
Hello?
Hi.
Who are you?
Well, I'm Angie Mosley. Hi, and this is my brother, Ethan Mosley.
Nice to meet you, Angie. Ethan.
Okay, and you are?
I'm Christina Beauchamp, the property owner.
Oh, we didn't mean to intrude or anything. We were just out here.
Are you
Oh,
hunting?
No, 6 feet. 6 feet.
I was just checking because the property is posted.
What? You couldn't have had this posted. There's no signs. You need signs no more than 100 yards apart with your name and address to post.
It's naturally posted because I live less than 300 feet from here. Over the hill.
That's not posted. That's just the law. Okay, well, since when has there been a house within 300 feet from here?
Since I built one 5 years ago.
What did you say your name was?
Christina Beauchamp.
Okay, well, the property owners pronounced it Beauchamp.
My mother and father anglicized it around them. The correct pronunciation is that.
It's a Quebecois name?
Yes.
Well, Angie and I are out here looking for the Hitchcock Prospect.
God,
No, it's a tiny little mine. You've probably heard of it.
I've heard of it. I've never seen it. Never
Yes.
looked for it.
Yes, well, our father was a geologist, and it's a really funny story actually because he knew where all these mines were, and he like passed away recently.
Oh, my goodness.
No, thank you.
Ethan!
We're looking for the Hitchcock Prospect because we're trying to
We were trying to relive old memories, but clearly we've overstepped our bounds. So, thank you. Oh! I'm so sorry. Nigga, let's go!
Oh, wait. You have to bury him in it, don't you? Your father?
Yes. Okay. Is that a common request?
No, not at all. I could just tell. No one knows where this place is. No one's been. No, by all means, go ahead. I would be honored.
Really?
Of course.
thank you. This means a lot to us and our father.
Far be it from me to stand between the dead and their wishes.
Yes, well, maybe you could even help us. We have this map, and it's really.
I'm afraid I won't be of much use there. I've never seen the mine. I only heard about it from my father. I barely even go outside.
Well, what brings you out here today?
I could hear you yelling.
Oh my God! I'm so sorry.
Disturbing.
I'm so
Well,
sorry.
I was just curious. I never hear people out here.
No, I wouldn't think so. You said you built a house around here?
Yeah.
Okay, so the house, I'm assuming 1,000 feet away, isn't there anymore?
No, it is. I just wanted a different one.
Oh,
You said you've been here before?
No, her, not me, and our father.
When?
God, like forever ago, 15 years, just about.
Did you come to look at the mine?
Yeah, I mean, my dad took some rock samples from it, and I'm following in his footsteps. It was a gold mine.
Oh, interesting. Did your dad talk to my dad?
Well, yeah, I think so.
Roger?
Like, yeah, him. My dad asked for permission to actually look in the mine with him. I'm sorry we didn't spread that same courtesy to you.
No hard feelings. I don't mind at all. Who was your father?
Dave Mosley.
Name sounds familiar to me.
Have you ever had your car fixed?
Oh, Mosley Mechanic.
That's me.
But your father was a geologist.
Yeah, cars are more my thing, so I opened up a garage with my brother, Ethan's help.
And what do you do?
I'm a lawyer.
He's a big shot. He works in New York City.
No, but my wife wishes though.
He helps a lot of very prominent power couples get divorced.
How do you get to that point?
Well, I'm good with rules.
And he has no empathy.
Well, don't make me sound like a sociopath.
Oh, I'm kidding. It's just a way to detach yourself from the big ring, you know?
No, of course. There's nothing wrong with that. Someone has to do it.
Yeah. And that's Ethan, but enough about us. Let's try to find this prospect.
Okay.
Oh, wow. So, according to the GPS, we should be right on top of it, but I don't see any indication of that anywhere.
How do you know where it is?
Well, my father wrote the coordinates down, and the Hitchcock Prospect wasn't very big. It was basically a hole in the ground, manually excavated. And I should have my fucking foot in it by now, but I just don't see it.
Well, I'm certain it's here because I've heard about it before from my father. Why was the Hitchcock Prospect so important to your father?
Well, he had a theory, like Edward Hitchcock, that there was a correlation between gold and quartz deposits, especially where the rock is all rusty, like it is here, all crumbly. And he actually made tremendous progress trying to prove it, which gave more credibility to the theory. And he wanted to be buried in it, so it was his passion, just like when he was alive.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Or he could have been buried in the family plot like everybody else, but no.
Ethan, let's not that.
He'd rather have us out here mourning, traipsing around, waiting to dump him out like an ashtray.
Okay, well, what he wanted is non-traditional, but we don't get to question that sort of thing. You know?
No, I agree.
Dad could never just follow etiquette. You know, he wrote this teeny little will, which was a slap in the face to me as a son and a lawyer. And for the funeral, all he wrote was, save the money, cremate me in the fireplace, and bury me in the Hitchcock Prospect.
In the fireplace?
It wasn't the fireplace. Okay, it was a fire pit. I dug it up, and I did it. It wasn't hard. People do it all the time. In India, they do it along the Ganges River. I saw it on the news one time.
Judgment. I admire your bravery and continuity.
Oh yeah, ingenious, all right. He also didn't want us to buy an urn, so we're carrying him around in this. Dad ashes.
Oh. Anyway. Enough on that. Okay, let's look for small stone piles, great piles, and samples of white rock.
You know, Dad spent so much time wondering where gold was, he could have left us with some.
Okay, well, Dad didn't care about the gold. He cared about the rock around it and where it was.
And that's why I'm still paying off college loans.
Angie, you said you've been here before?
Yeah, we go on mine excursions a lot. I've been here like 3 times.
Do you remember where it was?
I mean, like I said, the forest can change a lot, especially after 15 years, and it does not look the same.
You know what? It's not here. It's just not here.
Okay, well, that's not how this works. Dad would stay in the same spot for hours until he could find the mine. You just gotta be patient and diligent.
It's like looking for your keys.
Exactly.
If my keys were as wide as I am tall and extended to the bottom of the bedrock, then maybe.
Okay, well, just pay attention, Ethan.
Fine. You know, and bugs are starting to defrost at this time of the year. And you know, I didn't bring any bug spray, so I'm just gonna.
Oh, what do you damn mean? There's no bug.
Nope. God, no bugs. You're starting to sound like Dad.
No, I'm not. Trust, okay? There's no bugs.
No. If there are no bugs, then where did I get these mosquito bites from?
That's when you tripped in a thorn bush.
Well, if that's the case, why do they itch?
Oh, I don't know, because you're insane. Would you just pay attention? Gosh, he'd always laugh when he'd find it. It would be so close. And it would just be so easy for him to find.
You know, maybe I have some documents on the property that could help us out. I could look for those and bring them to you if you want.
That would be really helpful, actually. Thank you.
Of course. I don't want to keep you late, though.
No. If we don't find anything by the time you get back, we'll see what else we have.
If it starts to get dark, you're welcome to stay in my house if you'd like.
No. If it gets dark, we'll probably just head back.
Well, at least let me offer you dinner.
No, thank you. It's fine.
Actually, dinner would be great. Thank you. Yes. But, oh man, I can't eat until I find the stand.
No, of course. Let me go see what I can find.
Great. Thank you so much.
What do you mean we're going to stay for dinner? Just a minute ago, you were in a standoff with this woman.
He was suspicious.
No, we were being suspicious, Ange.
Okay, can you just be normal? Please.
Normal. I am the normal one. I have a normal job. I go to normal places and I do normal things. And I wanted our father to have a normal burial. You and Dad were always the weird ones. You talked about metallurgy and wanted and hung with hermits and you wanted to go wandering in the forest, but and I'm the weird one. No, you're the weird one, Ange.
Okay, well, bro, this is legitimately the last thing our father will ever ask of us, okay? So don't be petulant about it. Just be grateful.
Fine, but I won't like it.
Okay? You don't have to. Okay? Just keep looking.
Looking.
Look!
Sorry it's getting so dark.
Well, it's not your fault. You don't control the sun.
No, but I had hoped this mine would be easier to find.
Well, maybe Angie will find something to make sense of this.
God, there's so much here on the mine. I bet Dad never saw some of this shit.
I can make a copy. Send them to you if you'd like.
Really?
Of course, it's no trouble.
Okay, well, I might like that. Thank you. I've been meaning to compile the old man's work, his rusty quartz deposits and publishing it, but the thing is, I don't know a goddamn about anything he left behind.
That's not true. I remember he'd monologue to you for hours about this stuff. In the car, at home, wherever. I remember you were driving in traffic for the first time, and there was this gruesome fucking pileup on the side of the road, and Dad was just talking, and talking like nothing was happening, and you were like, shut the fuck up for fuck's sake. Will you shut up and let me drive?
Okay, well, thanks for bringing that one back from the dead.
You were the only one who could ever get away with talking to him like that. God for fucking bid I ever got short with him. Nicole could have been calling me, and I wouldn't even know it. I'm gonna have 100 notifications from her.
Don't worry about that right now.
Is Nicole your wife?
Yes. Of almost 2 years.
20 long months.
Nicole and Angie don't see eye to eye.
Okay, well, I want you two to have a happy marriage. All right, but she doesn't really care.
They butt heads, is all.
I see.
Well, do you live here alone?
Yes.
No boyfriend,
No, I'm a lesbian.
no girlfriend.
No, and no neighbors.
Oh, so are there no houses around here?
There are, but they're abandoned. They seem to be architectural projects that people gave up on. Wealthy people come up from Massachusetts and want to build their dream home in rural New Hampshire, but they run out of patience or money or other invaluable resources, and they give up. And whatever they built just sits there because they don't want to deal with it. And besides, the houses are ugly as sin.
My wife wants a second home too, but in Vermont.
It's the New Hampshire of New York.
Why would she want a second house?
For vacation.
Vacations from what? Organizing Thursday night bingo for the old folks?
Maybe she thinks I need a vacation.
Oh, yeah, sure. I'm sure she wants you to buy her another house out of the kindness of her heart.
Angie, she thinks about me, believe it or not, and she wants what's best for me.
Huh? Oh, me? No, I am not seeing any.
Keeping your freedom. Smart choice.
Oh, no, not really. You know, I'm also the thing you say.
What was it she said?
Huh? I am lover. Yeah. Of women, yes, of women. I am a lesbian. Loud and motherfucking proud. I'm a lesbian.
So, what do you do for a living?
Well, I make most of my money as an editor for Bowerman Publishing Company, but I prefer to say that I'm a novelist.
What do you write?
Mysteries, people gone missing, murdered, what have you. Foolishness, I suppose. It's how I get out my whimsy.
Well, what have you written?
2 trilogies and 1 series, which I'm currently working on.
Oh, that's really cool. Maybe I should read them from time to time.
Perhaps I'll give you a copy of the first book before you go.
Oh. I don't actually read mystery, so I probably won't read it, but still cool though.
Thank you.
Yeah.
They're rather famous, at least among mystery readers. I'm proud of them.
Oh, nice.
I won a Hugo Award for Best New Writer for my first trilogy. My current series is called Anticipation. It's been on Oprah's book club.
Wait. Anticipation?
Yes.
Is that the one with the psychic that solves missing persons cases?
Yes.
Oh my god, I love those.
Really?
Yes, I would read them every night before bed for like a year. I keep them in a magazine basket in my garage.
That's amazing. How serendipitous.
I had no idea you lived so close.
Well, I don't like to share a lot of personal information with my books.
No, of course, of course. It's just, oh, I'm so ashamed I didn't recognize your name.
Well, maybe you thought I'd be a Bonchamp. You know, I really admire what you've done for your father.
What?
To have cremated him yourself. It's inspiring.
Oh.
It's honorable and courageous. I don't think I have that grit.
Don't worry. Angie is gritty enough for all of us.
But tell me more about your father. I'm curious if it isn't too painful.
No, not at all. Well, he was born here in New Hampshire. He was raised here, and he died.
Come on, Ethan, that's not all, okay? He grew up in Grantham. He went to the University of New Hampshire to study geology. And, our mother met him through some friends of theirs. They got married. 10 years later, they had Ethan. 4 years after that, they had
Oh, wonderful. Where did your parents live?
Claremont. We grew up there, too.
But we were never really Claremont people.
Ethan, what?
What is true? I'm just saying our mother went to school at Dartmouth, and I did too. And Angie and I stuck out like sore thumbs because we were always at the top of our class.
Ethan, don't say all that.
Why?
You sound like a snob. I hate when you talk about Claremont like that.
Well, it's true, isn't it?
Well, I still live there, and I'd like to think I'm kind of a Claremont type of person, and I'm proud of that.
Angie and our fathers, they were the closest. They're practically the same person. Stubborn, gruff, and practical. You know, me and Dad never really got along. And it's really funny because Angie and Dad love the same thing. Outdoors, manual labor, just doing shit. And they were always outside, just in the porch, on the driveway, just working on something. And you think that they'd get along if they were so like, but no. Whenever they talked, they fought like cats and dogs. And I was watching this thing on the news about parent-child psychology, and I think it's because they saw in each other all of the things they hated about themselves.
Oh my gosh! You're doing the Lord's work! Someone please give this man his doctorate!
Even so, Angie and our father loved each other the most. And you know, it's really funny because I'm older, but he actually taught Angie how to drive first. She was 12, and she couldn't even reach the pedal, so he'd have her in his lap, and she'd steer the wheel. Total traffic violation, by the way. But it was always like that. Angie and our father, they were the closest. Angie was his favorite.
Our parents didn't have favorites.
And he taught her how to build, how to fish, how to hunt. And when I was a kid, I was desperate to find any sort of common ground at all. And I tried sports. No. I tried wood shop. No. I tried guns. And no. It was always like, Ethan, watch where Ethan, swing the bat. Ethan, watch where you point that thing. Ethan, you're gonna cut yourself. So he didn't have a lot to worry about with me, but Mom and I are a lot alike. She's the intellectual one. Her hobbies are really highfalutin. She's fancy. She loves culture. She reads books. And she's the type that if you bought her a book for Christmas, she would actually read it. She was fancy, but Dad and Angie always had this complex about being regular folks.
You're embarrassing yourself.
What?
You paint such an ugly picture of our family as if we were a bunch of fakers.
Well, you have to admit, you do play up this whole northeastern redneck thing.
Well, then how come you and Mom always act like Dwight?
Oh, come on, Ange. Don't.
No, I'm serious. You thought of yourselves as the Duke and Duchess of Grafton County. And you thought of yourselves too good to be rubbing elbows with the great unwashed who didn't go to Ivy League schools.
Well, don't you wish for better?
No, because I'm the best. Ethan, you went and you wanted to become your own man, and that's fine by me, but don't shit on Claremont like there isn't anything worth staying for. Okay? You went and got a big job, a trophy wife, but I'm a daughter for life. And I stayed. And it fucking shames me that you think mom and dad had some kind of favorite system. Newsflash, they didn't. You just didn't have anything in common with dad. You didn't have the father-son relationship you see in the movies. And you know what? That's okay. Okay? Most people don't. And it just is so sad to you don't even realize that, I don't know, there's people smarter, classier than you, okay? Even in the fucking wilderness!
Let's not do this right now.
I agree.
My father used to humiliate me too. I was always such a serious little girl, and I never really grew out of it, so the older I got and the more adolescent and petulant, the more I took it out on him. I thought he was such a hick. I thought he pronounced his own name wrong. But he died when I was still in college, and I shattered.
Well, tell me about your parents. What were they like?
Oh, well, they were good. They divorced when I was older.
Oh.
It was all fine and well. They never really loved each other. They were just a man and a woman who wanted a house and kids, so they got married and had those together.
Oh.
And when they got divorced, they stayed living in the same house. They didn't see other people either. Functionally, the only thing that changed was they stopped feeling obligated to love each other.
That's
Completely bizarre.
I was going to say interesting.
Well, that's generous of you. But they died, or they are both dead, that is. When my mother died, I moved back here to write. It made the most sense financially, but I didn't move back into the same house. That place is too frightening to me. I don't touch it. Everything inside is exactly the same as when my mother died. I've moved back here to write, but I still needed my own place somehow.
Yeah, that makes sense. How long ago did they pass away?
My father died 10 years ago, and my mother 5 years ago.
Wait, they both died in just 5 years?
Yes, they both died at 67 years old.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Wait, how old were you again?
I was an adult when my parents died. I was 20 when my father died, and 25 for my mother.
I wouldn't call a 20-year-old an adult.
I would. 20 is the first year you stop being a teenager. You know, I sympathize with you two. Your quest to bury your father. I had a problem along these lines when my mother died. My mother wanted me to bury her personally. She would always say to me, "Bury me in the backyard, Christina. It has to be you. Just bury me out by the blackberries." And I thought it was foolishness and laughable. But eventually I asked her why, and she said she wanted that part of her life to be just between me and her. She was a modest person. She didn't want a stranger touching her, even dead. It was violating to her. She only wanted her daughter to wash her, clothe her, carry her, and bury her. But when the time came and she actually died, it was mortifying. I didn't want to see her body, let alone touch it. It's a traumatic thing to see a dead body, especially when it's a loved one. So I called a funeral home to do it, and they embalmed her and gave her a normal burial in a graveyard. I used to visit her headstone often, but it was disgusting to me every time. In hindsight, I think it was significantly worse than if she had just rot in my backyard. It was not what she wanted, and that headstone is an eternal reminder that I didn't give her what she wanted. I let strangers touch her and disfigure her because I didn't want to see her anymore. I was scared to be scared, but now I think that would have been better because seeing her body would have made sense of death. But I have nothing. Death is intangible to me, theoretical. And now if I could, I'd do it right. I would dig her up, and I'd carry her home, what's left of her, and I'd drain all the chemical sludge out, and I'd bury the good stuff out back. For the blackberries. Like she wanted.
You know, I think you should do it. Dig her up and bring her home.
That's
No, I'm serious. She's your fucking mom. You get to decide what to do with her.
But that was the problem, wasn't it? That I got to decide what happened to her.
Well, have you found anything, Ange?
I'm looking.
You know, sometimes I wonder if our parents were a good couple.
Why?
I mean, you know, I see a lot of divorce and a lot of people just break up over really small things.
I mean, that's what rich people do, right? Your wife gets a bad haircut, you divorce her.
I mean, but no, it was always something bigger than that with mom and dad. Dad was so contented, and I'm not trying to be an asshole about it. He liked to live simply and locally, but mom has such a curious mind. She could have gone anywhere. She could have done anything, but she chose to be with dad. And it makes me wonder, did dad choose to be with her too? And if so, why? Why couldn't he make himself a bit more fancy for her?
I've thought about this too.
Really?
Yeah. We were actually supposed to get divorced right before I left for college.
No fucking way, what?
Yeah. And actually, I thought they were the best couple ever.
Really? How?
I think, honestly, that men have an impossible time putting someone else's wants over their own.
God, Ange.
No, shut up, okay? Listen, I mean it. Dad never really made concessions, but Mom did. And it wasn't equal. Equality isn't an option when it comes to relationships between men and women. You would have seen it, Ethan, if you ever come back home. But no, I don't think they should have gotten divorced. And, hey, Mom deserved Dad. He is the best thing that ever happened. Or was the best thing that ever happened. And I guess cheers to whoever was second in line for best man ever.
Well, if women are such angels and men are so evil, then why? Why do you have a problem with Nicole?
Because she's a gold digger, Ethan.
Oh, fuck off!
You asked, okay? She's a gold digger, and you know it. She just leeches off of you. And usually, I would praise a woman for marrying a stupid man for superficial reasons, but you're my brother, okay? I want better for you.
Do you listen to yourself? You're such a fucking hypocrite!
Oh, no, I'm not. You are my brother, okay?
Every guy is someone's brother.
Someone's, okay? Not mine. You're mine. Isn't that enough?
And Ange.
What?
Nicole is pregnant.
Why can't I find it anywhere? It's such a fucking small tract of land. It's just a fucking hole in the ground. Christina, you're telling me you haven't been here before? You haven't seen anything?
No, I'm sorry.
You weren't here as a kid? Nothing like that?
I wasn't the outdoorsy type.
It's...
Well, when did you say you had your house built?
When my mother died 5 years ago.
And did the builders not say anything about a mine on the fucking property? It's pretty fucking relevant.
I don't remember. I was in such a daze. I didn't care what they did. I just couldn't live in that house anymore. The old house my parents lived in.
I'm looking! I'm looking!
What?
God.
What is it?
Ange, what is it?
I'm reading! I'm fucking reading! Could you please be fucking quiet? Hell!
What? Ange, what is it?
We're on it! We're standing on it! They filled it in!
They filled it in?
Well, you live up the hill, right? And the septic tank had to go someplace, so in order to install the tank, they had to fill in the mine. It is right fucking here!
I am
Keep
so...
that!
I am so sorry. I had no clue they even did
Oh.
that. I had no idea, like, how important this would be to...
Ange. Ange. Angie.
Can you help me, Ethan? Please! Wait! Stop! Stop! You see that?
See what?
A rusty quartz deposit. You see there in the rust? Tiny, tiny, tiny specks of gold. This is the perfect sample. Damn.
Was he a good dad?
The best.
Are you going to miss him?
So much. Ah.
The offer still stands for you to stay here tonight if you want. I have room.
No, we better get back to what. Back home.
Actually, I better take you up on that. not gonna drive back right now. Not for a while, if that's okay.
Of course. Ethan, will you stay?
No. I better get back to you know.
I love you, Ethan. I hope to see you soon.
Soon we will.
Okay?
It was nice to meet you, Ethan. Be careful driving.
Thanks. Angie,
Yeah.
you are the best daughter ever. And sister.
You're the best brother ever. And son. Maybe even a great father. Soon.
Maybe.
Soon.
Soon.
Bye.
Hi, Ange.
So you must have good taste in books if you enjoy them.
You're awfully arrogant, aren't you?
I know my skills.
Well, how you have too much time and patience to think.
I know.
No!